Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be going through my LCS playoff predictions. The LCS playoffs actually start this coming weekend, which is really hype and exciting. Yeah, it's not like the biggest games in the world, but there's actually some decent series this weekend. I don't think the LEC starts until next week, actually. So I'll obviously be getting my LEC playoff predictions out as well when the time comes for that. But I did want to go through the entire bracket, giving my predictions round by round, game by game, all leading up to the LCS finals in Chicago, where I am super excited to say that I'm actually going to be there. You guys know I'm from Illinois, so I am excited to be back in my home state, hanging out, seeing all you guys, seeing what's going on, and I don't know. The spring finals in Houston was one of the best weekends of my life. It was absolutely insane, absolutely awesome. Seeing people, meeting people, getting to watch the games, getting to watch the event. I'm super excited to be able to do it again in Chicago. So yeah, I will be there, and so let's predict and see what teams I think I'm going to be getting to watch play there. And then, of course, always what three teams are going to be going to Worlds as well. This will help us determine that. And then I guess the biggest thing to keep in mind is that, remember, Evil Geniuses went 9-9 in the spring regular season, that ended up winning the title. So remember that the playoffs, best of fives, all this stuff is an entirely different beast than the best of ones in the regular season. But with that being said, I'm going to give my predictions, and I would definitely want to hear your guys' predictions and thoughts on my list and everything in the comments below. So CLG against Cloud9, I think this is actually going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Yes, C9 ends up being a little bit better than their record is, because they started out 0-3, I think, with their academy roster at the beginning of the split before they actually got their full main roster in. But CLG obviously surprised a ton of people this split and actually comes into the playoffs looking pretty strong. C9 has not looked all that great over the past couple of weeks. In this matchup, I think Fudge should be significantly better than Dokla. I think the bot lane should maybe be pretty close. I want to give the edge to Berserker and Sven, but Luger and Poom have been very, very good throughout the season as well. And where I think this matchup is going to be decided is in the mid-jung duos, Contracts and Palafox against Blabber and Jensen, which sounds ridiculous, but Jensen and Blabber have not been all that impressive the last couple of weeks. Palafox and Contracts have actually been pretty impressive throughout this whole split. So I think that's where it's going to be decided. But again, if I'm going to pick somebody to step up in the playoffs, rise to the occasion, I think it's going to be Jensen and Blabber. But if CLG wins, it will be because Palafox and Contracts outplayed Jensen and Blabber in that mid-jung duo. So I'm going C9 in a close series, 3-2 over CLG. So I have C9 moving on to the next round, and then I have CLG bumping down to this Golden Guardians game here. Then in the next matchup, TL against Fly. Yeah, Fly was a nice little story during some parts of the season, but in this matchup against TL, I think Bjergsen is going to outclass Decoy, especially in playoffs, especially in best of five. I think Bwipo against Phillip is just going to be, not really fair, not really fun to watch. Yeah, I think TL is just better at every position, better all over the map. Like I said, FlyQuest had a nice little story going for a little bit. They kind of fizzled out. They didn't end the season as strong as maybe they looked in the middle of the season. CLG kind of took their spot as like the dark horse to make it to Worlds or something like that. I'm going TL 3-0 against Fly. I don't think TL is going to mess around. I don't think they're going to play with their food. I think they're going to, handle them pretty well. So that leads us to, this means FlyQuest is going to be going down and playing against TSM. So yeah, we can go through the games up here. EG against C9. I don't know. I think this is definitely a very, very favorable matchup for EG. Like I said, obviously EG with C9 not coming in and looking super, super great all year. Maybe C9 figures some things out against CLG. I'm not exactly sure, but EG has the likely MVP and Inspired. I think, C9 likes to win a lot of games around Blabber and stuff like that, and I think Inspired will probably be able to shut that down pretty easily. I think JoJo is going to, be a big issue for Jensen in the mid lane, but this matchup is all kinds of storylines. That Evil Geniuses considered going with Jensen in the mid lane, Jensen and Doublelift over Danny and JoJo coming into the season. So this is going to be very, very hype, very, very exciting, but I do think EG is going to come out the winner in this one. I'm taking EG 3-1 over C9. And then this B2, this is the biggest banger. I feel like TL and 100 Thieves is probably the biggest rivalry in the LCS right now. These two teams just keep seeming to match up against each other in the playoffs. They keep seeming to match up against each other in big games. They're two of the orgs that are always at the top right now. especially with orgs like TSM and C9 maybe falling off a little bit in terms of overall competitiveness and just how strong their team is. TL and 100 Thieves are filling that and filling it well. They're always talking trash. They're always going back and forth. They're always, at each other's throats. And it seems like throughout much of this year, 100 Thieves has just had TL's number. TL can just not find a way to beat this team. And 100 Thieves has actually, looked pretty strong throughout a lot of the summer split. But TL is coming on as of late as well. Again, they did drop another game to 100 Thieves, but TL definitely started figuring some things out towards the end of the split. They are the best early game team in the league. They often get a lot of leads, but 100 Thieves is that team that it doesn't matter if you get an early game lead against. They're just going to continue to out-team fight you and out-team fight you and out-team fight you. So I have to take 100 Thieves in this one. I'm going with 100 Thieves 3-2. They've been beating TL all year. I guess I have to predict them to do so yet again, and that's going to lead us to 100 Thieves against EG kind of rematch up here, which should be really, really fun. Now we got to piece together this bracket. FlyQuest against TSM. I don't have a ton to say about this. Yeah, TSM has looked, better with Solo coming in the top lane. They've maybe figured some things out as the season's gone on. Maple has been pretty disappointing. Spica has not been as good as he was early on in the split. Their bot lane now actually looks pretty decent. I wouldn't be surprised if TSM wins a couple of games here, maybe even pushes Fly to game 5. But I am going to take FlyQuest 3-1 over TSM. And all in all, I think that's pretty good for TSM winning a game and actually moving on there. So this is going to be FlyQuest here. And then we have the B1 loser, who's going to be C9 against Fly. So there we go. And then we have CLG against Golden Guardians. I actually don't think this is going to be very close. I'm going with 3-0 CLG over Golden Guardians. I think Golden Guardians has only won a couple of their games recently in the LCS. I think they've looked pretty terrible. All the different roster moves, everything going on. Could I see Golden Guardians winning like a single game? Yeah, sure. But I think a 3-0 for CLG is much more likely if CLG is actually decent, if they're actually legit. And then that's going to lead us to TL against CLG, which sounds kind of interesting. Then we have EG against 100 Thieves, where this is another spicy matchup. We have EG and 100 Thieves, a rematch of the summer finals, where obviously EG came in with all the momentum. They came in with all this hype. They really seem to be getting the best of them. And I don't know, just for whatever reason, EG seems to not have been as dominant in the second half of the split as they were in the first. They started to drop a couple of games. I definitely think they have some question mark now. Impact, he was kind of inting a couple of those Gwen games and stuff. I just wonder how good EG is going to be in these playoffs and just how legit they're going to be. And I think 100 Thieves actually coming in really, really strong. And I could definitely see 100 Thieves taking this series. But I think any series between the top 3 teams, any series between EG, 100 Thieves, and TL is just going to be an absolute banger. I think they all have chances of going 5 games. I think they all have chances of being very, very fun, very, very exciting. Overall, I don't know. Something just tells me I want to take 100 Thieves in this one. I want to go with 100 Thieves 3-2 over Evil Geniuses, with 100 Thieves moving on to the finals, which it seems like 100 Thieves is always in the finals. So we have EG moving down the losers bracket. Like I said, any game, if you told me TL, EG, 100 Thieves were all playing and you picked any winner in any amount of games between any of those series, I would not, question you one bit. I think those are for sure the 3 best teams in the LCS right now. And I think they're all pretty close in relative strength against each other. They all have different strengths and weaknesses. It seems like TL's that early game team, EG's that mid game team, and 100 Thieves is that late game monster. And they all do things a little bit different. And they all do things good and bad. We have C9 against Fly. I think this is actually a pretty interesting series overall. Again, FlyQuest not doing so great down the stretch, but C9 never really living up to the full expectations and the full capabilities of this roster. I'm going to be going with C9 3-1 over FlyQuest in this one. I could see FlyQuest maybe taking it to Game 5, but I think it's much more likely C9 is able to take care of them pretty handily. TL against CLG, I think this one's actually pretty interesting. Palafox and CLG have kind of given issues to TL over the course of this split, but I think in the playoffs they'll be able to right a lot of those wrongs. I'm going with TL 3-1 over CLG, but I think this could be a pretty close series. I think this could be some close games. I'm actually higher on CLG than I think maybe some other people are, but I don't think they're I'm not on the CLG to Worlds train or anything like that. Then we get TL against C9. C9 with all the talent in the world. Bjergsen against Jensen with a world spot on the line. This would be awesome. The viewership would be crazy. There would be so many storylines. This would have everybody talking. This could be so fun. And if a series like this did happen, I would hope it would go 5 games. So I'm going to be predicting TL 3-2 over C9 in an absolute classic, an absolute banger, which leads us to TL against EG in the losers final. Obviously, the loser of this will be the 3 seed going on to the world's play-ins. And I think TL, with a little bit of momentum, with a little bit of a lower bracket run, with actually getting some best of 5s under them, getting to build up some confidence in the guys like Bwipo and Han Sama, who have maybe had a little bit of rough splits, I think TL could actually get some momentum going. And EG, all year long, all the EG players have talked about how good TL is, how good TL does in scrims, how TL's their main rival, their main competition, all this stuff. And I think it could finally be leading up to this, where I could see TL taking down EG 3-2. And I think overall, I think this could be good, because I think EG would gain a lot from going to the play-ins at Worlds, a lot more than TL or 100 Thieves would. EG could go to the play-ins at Worlds, gain some momentum, pick up some wins, get ahead of steam going into the group stage, and maybe even end up making it out of groups. But I could see them taking them down 3-2. And then in the ultimate rematch, TL against 100 Thieves in the grand finals. I am going to be taking TL 3-2 over 100 Thieves. I know I said it. For whatever reason, this year it just seems like Team Liquid can never take down 100 Thieves. They can never figure them out. They can never beat them. I do remember in the spring playoffs when TL had a 2-0 lead against them and probably should have closed out that series 3-0. I think this time they find a way to get it done. They find a way to take it down. With all the momentum they're going to gain through the lower bracket, they're going to come up and hopefully be able to take down 100 Thieves, because I do still think TL is the best NA team on paper. I think they have the most talent. And honestly, I think this situation would be great for them, getting to play a ton of games, a ton of best of 5s. This would have everybody raring and ready to go for Worlds. But like I said, 100 Thieves, TL, EG, I don't think you can go wrong between any of them. I think they are the 3 strongest. I think they are clearly the 3 best. I think they're going to be the 3 most fun to watch. And I think they're going to be the 3 teams that give us the best chance to do something at Worlds this year, with Worlds being held on North American soil. But those are my predictions for the 2022 LCS playoffs. Definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about my predictions, or what your predictions are going to be as well for this year's playoffs. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Again, these are kicking off this weekend, August 20th. 2 days away. I guess it's Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.